Okay, we've already talked about linear equations and linear functions a little bit. Just remember that a linear function is a function whose graph is a straight line. And the slope of the line is the rise over the run. That's the rate of change. And then we have what's called the y-intercept of a line, which is where the graph crosses the y-axis. So if I have a graph here, and I have a linear equation, that means my graph is a straight line. This would be my y-intercept because it intercepts the y-axis. There's the y-axis. Here's the x-axis, okay? And we have what's called the slope-intercept form of a line, which is y equals mx plus b. So anytime you see an equation with a y, then an equal to, then a number times x, and then another number by itself being added or subtracted, that's the slope-intercept form of a line, and the graph you'll get will be a straight line. So in these examples it says find the slope and the y-intercept. Well, this number is m, that's my slope, and in this case it's going to be equal 1/2, and this number is b, and that's my y-intercept. And in this case, it's going to equal 1. Here, my slope, which is m, is -3/4. And here, my y-intercept, which is b, is -1. Okay, so the negative is attached to the y-intercept. Here, my slope is actually -5. Because the slope isn't necessarily the first number. The slope is the number attached to x. So the slope is in front of x. And sometimes people will try to trick you by writing the x term second, but this is still the slope. That's still the slope. And in this problem, my y-intercept is the plain old number, so my y-intercept, which is b, is 4. And then for the last example here, I have a -1/1 for my slope. So I'm going to write the slope is -1. That's my m value. And b, well, I don't see a number off by itself, so I can think of it as adding 0. So b is 0. Okay? So the slope is the number in front of the x, and the y-intercept is the number by itself. And we can go in reverse. It says write the slope-intercept form. So I have y equals mx plus b, and they're giving me the slope, so -4x, and they're giving me b, so +7. And then here, y equals what? Well, my slope is 2/3. My y-intercept is -3, so 2/3 x minus 3. Here, my slope is -1, so I could write -1x plus 0, and then I would want to simplify that and just write -x, and I'm not going to write +0, because if there's nothing there adding, why would you write +0? All your friends will laugh at you if you do that. They'll be like, he put +0. Everybody knows +0 doesn't change anything. So that would be your answer there. And then the last one, my slope is -3/4, so -3/4 x, and my y-intercept is -1/4, so -1/4. So in this problem, my y-intercept, my b value, was a fraction, and that can happen. Okay? So hopefully you like this introduction to slope-intercept form of a line. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, whenever I'm hanging out with my friends, or go out on a date, something like that. If you go out on a date, you can talk to your date about slope-intercept form, and she will probably think you're pretty cool, because they always think that when I talk about it. At least that's what I think they're thinking.